Hello everybody, it's David Oneal and welcome to Ultimate Mind Control with David Oneal. Now on today's show, we are going to cover the topic of acceptance. Now, can you accept that? Hopefully you can. Acceptance, it kind of sounds like it sounds, and it does sound like it sounds, but as anything, with the mind, it's always got some kind of twist in it, doesn't it? Hi everybody, it's David Oneal, and this is Ultimate Mind Control. Now, acceptance. What the heck is it? It's kind of like, okay, so the way to explain it, or what way I've heard from my different mentors and different books, is like there is resistance, right? We're resisting something, like this fist is resisting this fist. Or you can put your hands like this, and the two hands come together, and they're accepting of each other. Now that feels a lot nicer. If you want to try it at home, just take your fists and start clamming them together like that. What's that game called? Knuckles, when you just keep hitting your hands into each other like that? It's starting to kind of not feel that great, right? Versus just taking your hands and just kind of, well, that's nicer, isn't it? Now, this is ultimate mind control, and of course we're not controlling anyone else's mind but our own. And wow, if you're not in a spot yet where you can hear this, you could be driving, you could be riding the bus, you could be sitting at home. I don't know where you are, but see if you can just, for whatever reason, let this message come in today. It doesn't have to be, I'm letting the message come in because it needs to, or because it's right, or because it's wrong, or because you even want to, but my invitation to you on this show is just let the message in. I'm going to give you the best version of myself today, and all I'm asking for you to do is just try on what I share today. You don't have to say yes, you don't have to say no, because most of the time when I hear something, like if you were to tell me something, I would go, do I agree with that? Do I not agree with that? I don't know if I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't know if I... Just shut that off for a minute. Let's just accept whatever I'm going to say. And that way you can try it on. Just like, when I go try on a shirt or a jacket, it's like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm not trying that on. It's not going to fit. I'm going to try to choose the best size I can, and I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to accept it no matter what it is, right? I'm going to put it on. It's either going to fit or not. It's either going to look good or it's not. It's kind of the deal. So I'm just saying, try on what we're going to say. So, acceptance, resistance, two things. So you can resist, or you can accept, right? I think, judo, the Asian martial art, they always say, don't resist the opponent, go with the opponent, right? If he comes at you, you do the same direction, because every time you resist, and I can tell a story, I was in Krav Maga, which is a Israeli martial art, and I was fighting a guy named Chad. Well, we weren't fighting, we were sparring. He got me on the ground, and he wanted to knock me down and stand on top of me, right? Or punch me in the face. I didn't want him to, so I was resisting him. And he was a really big guy, but I'm a really big guy, and so I was resisting him, he was resisting me. And he pretty much almost snapped my ankle. And if I just would have not resisted and went down, either the fight would have been over and they would have called it, or maybe I would have done something else, who knows. But in that moment of resistance, I really hurt my ankle. This was in 2012. It's 2020 now. That ankle still every so often flares up, and it took me maybe 5 or 6 months to be okay again. So, resistance is like that. So acceptance is the opposite. But sometimes people say, well, I don't know, maybe somebody in your family was killed or is dead. How are you going to accept that? Or how are you going to accept that there's hunger in the world? Someone told me once that you can accept that you don't accept it. Basically you don't accept that there's hunger in the world, or that well, let's put another way, and it's always been twisty for me, so maybe I'll learn something today too. It's that I accept that I don't accept that this person is gone. I accept that I don't accept that there's hunger in the world. Because that gets rid of the resistance. I accept that there's a wall behind me. I accept that there's a ceiling above me. I accept that there's a floor beneath me. I accept my face looks like my face. And I accept that your face looks like your face. If I don't like something about my face and I constantly hate it, that's all I'm going to see. If I just accept it, it doesn't mean I don't want to do something about it. It doesn't mean I don't want to, make an improvement. I mean, I can accept that there's no hunger, or that there's hunger in the world, and I can accept that I don't like it, and then I can take an action, right? But I can also accept that my contribution is going to be my contribution, and I accept that that's my contribution, and I accept that there is hunger in the world. I accept that I don't like it. But it's such a different place to be than, I can't tell you how many nights I sit there and I go, okay, this should be this way. I should have done this. I shouldn't have done that. I wish I would have said this. But the reality is those things happened, and I'm where I am now. And accepting where I am now gives me power, because instead of using my energy to fight and right? I just accept where I'm at. Like, okay, I accept that there's hunger in the world. I accept that a person died. Now, what am I able to do now? I have so much more freedom in the moment that I accept than in the moments that I resist, because when I'm resisting, all my energy is over here. Resist, resist, resist. Right? And what do they say? What do they say? Whatever you resist, persist. Right? Which sounds very lispy today. Whatever I resist, persists. So if I'm thinking, I don't want this, I can't believe this happened, I could give you a billion stories, personal stories of me resisting something and then it's still happening. And not only happening, but happening worse than before. Worse than before. But if I just accept, okay, I don't like that this happened, and I accept that I don't like that this happened, there it is. And if you accept that whatever circumstances you have right now, whatever circumstances I have right now, even if I'm blaming someone else, if I just accept that my circumstances are my circumstances right now, that doesn't mean they're always going to be my circumstances, right? I could want to lose weight, and I could accept that I want to lose weight. I could accept that, and I could even accept my weight. Now, this all sounds great until I ask you something like, think about someone in your life. Let's just use your mother, for example, right? Do you accept your mother the way your mother is? Your mother is the way your mother is because your mother is the way your mother is. Do you accept your husband for the way he is because your husband is the way your husband is? Do you accept your girlfriend for the way she is because your girlfriend is the way she is? Do you accept that your job is the way your job is because your job is the way your job is? Do you accept yourself as yourself because you are yourself and that's the way you are? It doesn't mean you have to stay like that, but just for a moment, just think about someone in your life, whether it's, a child, a friend, someone that's passed, someone that you haven't met yet, that you want to meet, someone that you do know very well, that you'd rather not know. And my invitation for today's show is kind of after the show, just shut everything off for 5 minutes, think about that person or that event or whatever's happening, and just accept that that's the way it is at the moment. Now you can make something different about it, right? We don't do change here on that show, but you can create something else besides what's happening. But until I accept what's happening, I really don't have any power here. If I just go, here's me, here's the problem or the situation. Basically, here's the situation, here's me. And I just embrace it. And I go, okay, I accept this problem. I accept this situation. I accept my circumstances. Now, we can never change our current circumstances until we accept them. Our circumstances are our circumstances. Okay? So that's what's going to happen after this show. I hope if you could just shut it off, everything for a moment, take 5 minutes, close your eyes, think about the thing that you want to accept, or maybe the thing you think you can't accept, and accept that thing. Just one. I know we might have 1,000, but just do one. Just one. Okay? Thanks everybody for watching. Before you go off into your meditative state, please hit the like button, please subscribe, and please make a comment and let us know, what did you accept? I'm David O'Neal, and I'll see you next time on this channel right here called Ultimate Mind Control.